We are the Polyquad Life podcast coming to you from our living room this evening,
Whip, whip.
where Marie has no pants on. So I thought what we would do in this first podcast, and welcome to the inaugural podcast. What we would do is just go around and introduce ourselves. In the room, we have Nicole,
Hey.
we have Marie,
Hello.
we have Ray,
Hello.
and you got your host here, Charlie. How you guys
Why do you
doing?
get to be the host?
Because I'm the host.
Who's running it?
I'm
You
running
set
it.
all the stuff up. You bought all the stuff. I don't want to be the host. It's fine.
So this is going to be kind of a Q&A from our website. If you don't know about our website, it is thepolyquadlife.com. So we have some submissions, some questions from people. So I thought we'd go around, introduce ourselves, why we're in the lifestyle. Yeah.
That's a
And
big question,
it is a
though.
big question, but that's the number one question we got right off the bat.
Okay.
Why are we in the lifestyle?
Who's
You
this
know,
first? Host should go
the host to go
first.
first. Yeah,
The
I
host of the
think
book.
I think the lifestyle for us is just a way we communicate, but we communicate better than other people. And I think we took our relationship, Marie and I took our relationship to the next level, our marriage, and when we opened our marriage up, and it really helped our communication style and brought us closer together.
Communication is definitely the utmost of importance in the lifestyle. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if it's a poly relationship, if it's a swinger relationship. I mean, even in a monogamous relationship, communication should be the utmost, top priority. And a lot of monogamous relationships don't have the communication that we have in our lifestyle.
Oh yeah,
It takes a
100%.
while to figure it out. And I'm not saying that a monogamous relationship is a bad thing. I'm just saying that we've had to work through a lot of different things. So therefore, our communication has just grown substantially. So,
Yeah, I think the thing with the lifestyle and communication is that if you're going to be successful in your base, your 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 original relationship and be successful in the lifestyle, it basically forces you to have and display a good communication style. I think that's something that a lot of couples don't have, both monogamous couples and couples that are in the lifestyle. And unfortunately, your relationship is going to suffer. This kind of forces it. If you want to be successful, you have got to learn, grow, and adapt to being able to communicate with one another.
Right. I mean, the lifestyle, like you were saying, forces the conversations that most of the time in a relationship you would sweep under the rug or never even have.
you gotta bury it.
Right. It's not something, oh, that's not something we need to talk about. When you open up to all this, yeah, you need to talk about all of that.
Everything is something that you need to talk about.
Or you're
Yeah.
going to end up fighting. You're going to end up pushing each other away. Whether it be, again, your base partner or your original partner or other partners that you may encounter in the lifestyle. If you cannot communicate well, open, honestly, and I might add, graciously and generously, so you always have to be able to at least honestly attempt to understand where your partners are coming from. Put yourself in their shoes, and because it's truly not just about
You got to have
you.
empathy. You got to have empathy in the
Yeah, you
lifestyle.
have to have empathy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And listen to understand, not just listen
Yeah.
to respond.
Right.
And a lot
Yeah.
of people only listen to respond, not
Yeah.
to understand.
Exactly right.
I guess
Exactly.
before we dive farther into the question stuff, we probably should tell the listeners exactly our dynamic, that we are open polyquad, and why we mean polyamorous. I actually just pulled up the definition of polyamorous, and I'm going to read it Polyamorous is characterized by or involved the practice of engaging in multiple romantic and typically sexual relationships with the consent of all the people involved.
And I think that's the difference when people need to understand that amory is French, if I'm not mistaken, for love. Um, and at least amour is, but it's French for love, so a little bit difference between swingers and those that are polyamorous is we don't just have sex with each other. We're not just friends. We truly all love each other. We care about each other. We support each other, not just in the lifestyle, but in our everyday lives. We support each other's work. We support each other's families. We support each other's physical and mental well being.
And that doesn't mean financially support. That means emotional
Right.
support.
Yes,
But
emotional support.
if I were to look at you guys and be like, "Hey, I don't have $50 to put gas in my car," yeah, you would. But
Yes.
it's not about supporting each other financially. It's
No,
about
we're not
supporting
here
each
being
other.
everybody's sugar daddy or sugar mama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
No,
not at
no,
all.
no.
But that being said, we do share expenses when we go out to eat, we travel, even if we're making meals at home, we share expenses.
Right. It's not just
We just
one.
kick in,
Yeah.
right? And yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
And
sometimes
I,
one couple picks up and the next time another couple picks up and we just kind of go
I
back
think
and forth.
people like hear poly or swingers and they automatically think like all we do is walk around and have sex, which is
No.
no.
I would tell you
What
guys no.
I mean, we are normal people with normal responsibilities and lives.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We just choose to love differently.
It's not really love differently. It's just to love more. Like
More.
Yeah,
open ourselves up to love more than just, your
yeah,
primary partner.
yeah,
I mean, of course we always have our primary.
yeah.
They are definitely our base. But then like Ray and I have, Charlie and Marie as the very next step up in the same sense being in an open
Yeah.
poly relationship. We can also not even date but
Play with
play
Yeah.
with other
others.
couples.
Yeah, and we'll get into later podcasts. We'll talk about parties and dynamics at parties and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I'm thinking like for our listeners, like Charlie, Marie is my wife and my primary,
Mhm.
and Ray and Nicole are each other's primary.
Primary, yeah.
Just try to give everybody the lay of the land.
Yeah.
Um,
So you kind of have like a hierarchy of
yeah,
relationships. So
yes,
you have your primary, then you have your poly relationship, and then you have other people.
hmm
Um,
And I don't know if hierarchy is the right word, but like level of life responsibilities.
Maybe, yeah,
yeah,
that's better.
yeah,
I've seen a lot of people, get very nervous with the word hierarchy, but it's
Yeah.
more life responsibility.
yeah.
Mm.
Right. Like for instance, if Ray, you had a date with somebody that is not in our relationship, um, and one of us got sick, that would be a time where you would consider potentially canceling your date.
Right. Yeah.
And that's kind of the thing. We do have we have a commitment to each other.
Yeah.
A higher level of commitment than we would others.
Right.
Correct,
Right.
correct. Okay, so we're gonna go dive into one of the first questions that we were asked that someone submitted, and they want to know where we met,
So
besides the women's bathroom at a
besides the
localized
women's bathroom.
lifestyle club.
So Maria and I actually, I don't know if Maria and I actually met first. We probably had the first
We had
conversation.
the first conversation, like
Yeah. Um,
personal type
Yeah,
personal type
conversation.
conversation. So, um, like Charlie said, we'll get into the, like the lifestyle clubs and things like that on a later episode. But um, anytime that we go to a place like that, I make Jello shots because
Jello shot
these
queen right
I am the
here.
Jello shot queen. Because these type of places they cannot sell alcohol because there is sexual activity.
Yes.
So you bring your own alcohol. So I make Jello shots, and Ray and I will walk around and hand Jello shots out and introduce ourselves, and that's how you meet people. Um, it can be very awkward just to walk up to another couple and be like, "Hey, you're cute." So we walk up and say, "Hey, you want a Jello shot?" Liquid
But
courage
Nicole would
sometimes.
actually go up to somebody and say, "Hey, you're cute."
Oh, I definitely would. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm definitely the social butterfly. I
Of the
think
group.
more than everyone in this. Like it's definitely I'm first, and then you got Charlie, and then probably Marie, and then Ray. I don't know. Those two over there kind of are on the same level. Really depends on how much liquid courage they
That's
have.
right. That's right. Meanwhile, you and we don't need the liquid courage.
I
No.
I
We just go
don't.
straight for it.
I will talk to somebody at the grocery store and
Yes.
give them life advice, even though I probably have no idea what the fuck I'm
Yes.
talking about. But I'll be your friend.
Yeah.
So anywho, so we'll walk around and hand out Jello shots, and I'm about 90% sure that we handed you guys Jello shots before Marie and
Yes.
I had that conversation.
Yes.
Um,
Definitely, because I remember thinking to myself, those are the best damn Jello shots I've ever had.
because they're made with love. And then we were in the women's restroom. Marie and I were, I think, changing into another outfit. Both of us were. And something came up about a job that I had applied for. And she was like, "Oh, I used to work for that company. They're really great." Yeah. And we just kept talking. And yeah, we were friends probably for
We've been
almost two
friends. Yeah, I'd say we were
years.
friends for like 2 years, and we
Yeah.
never even played
Before.
together. In those first year and a half, I think.
Yeah, I think it took a good year, year and a half before we actually ever played.
Yeah.
Didn't mean that we didn't flirt and
No,
all
flirt
that.
and dance and
Right.
all that fun stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you do not have to have sex with every couple that you talk
No.
to.
No, and I think that's a misconception in the
Is
lifestyle.
that everybody's just having sex all the
Yeah,
time, and
You
that's
know.
absolutely
it really
not
is a
true.
community.
Hmm.
Uh,
So, like Charlie, you said that, one of your biggest things about getting into the lifestyle was the communication.
yeah,
I honestly feel like mine was the friendship. Once you get to a
yes,
certain point in your life and your age, and you've got kids and you've got responsibilities and all of that, it is extremely difficult to make friendships, like lasting friendships. And I have made more lasting friendships since Ray and I have started in this lifestyle.
Yeah, 100%. I can definitely agree with that. And, just to share with our audience, I'm a cancer survivor and unfortunately was diagnosed with cancer shortly after Charlie and I entered the lifestyle. And, but I honestly received more support from my lifestyle friends and family than I did from some of my own biological
oh
family and
yeah.
friends that I had had for
I
decades.
mean, we had a meal train set up after your first surgery, and we didn't. I mean, we didn't lift a finger for food for I felt like 3 weeks.
Yeah, people calling
Um,
and checking on me, where honestly, I had people that I had been close friends with for many, many years, like I said, even decades, that, for a lack of any other better term, cancer ghosted me because they just, and I
yeah,
don't blame them. They didn't know what to say, but the lifestyle friends were like, "Hey, we're thinking about you. You're strong. You can beat this. How can we help?"
We're behind you
You know,
100%.
yeah, being patient with me because I was not able to, you know,
Participate in the
participate in
lifestyle.
the lifestyle, not even to the point sometimes of going to parties and events. I just didn't have the energy. I didn't have the strength. So,
Ray is definitely our quiet one over
Yeah,
there.
Yes, I am.
he's our quiet mouse of the group, but he's the strong silent type.
He's definitely the strong silent type. Um, yeah. So, what about you, Ray? Why do you feel like you got into the lifestyle? He's definitely the strong
Yeah, I'm
silent type.
definitely the quiet one, and it was something that we had messed around with in our 20s and didn't really know what the lifestyle was or anything else. Started having children and got out of the lifestyle, and we ended up, as kids got older, got back into it and
Yeah.
seeing what it was all about.
Yeah.
And I think you see that a lot in the lifestyle. A lot of, I would say, couples that are, I would say, more in their 40s, in their
30s,
30s,
Yeah.
40s.
40s,
I
going into
mean,
their
every once in a while, you'll
50s.
get some that are in their 20s.
Yeah, but I don't think they've lived enough to understand what the lifestyle is,
I mean,
unless
I'm
there's
sure,
a
like,
strong relationship in your
yeah.
20s.
I mean, I've met some 20-year-old
Yeah,
couples that dabble in the relationship and they get into it, and then, they kind of they back out once they, maybe start having kids,
yeah,
and they've got those life responsibilities that they hadn't had before. Um, I don't feel like the younger couples are as active in the lifestyle, but they can
no,
be just as strong in the
yeah,
lifestyle.
yeah,
Um, I mean, mm, we've had life experiences that they haven't had, and that's okay.
hmm,
They may have had lots of life experiences that we haven't had, and we just
yeah,
don't know it because, they're the younger ones tend to stick with the other
under
younger couples
crowds.
in the
Yeah,
lifestyle. Um,
there definitely can be cliques in the lifestyle. I mean,
yeah, we'll get
but
into that
yeah,
later
we'll get
too,
into
but
that later. But
it can be clicky sometimes, just like any other
yeah,
type of activity.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
So back to our submitted questions for this first podcast that we are doing. Another one. Well, we kind of answered this, but who approached who about dating each other?
About actually dating?
Yeah, about actually dating. That's actually an interesting story because you guys were dating somebody else at the
Not at the
time.
time.
Not at the
Not at the
time.
time.
Had
So,
recently broken
I had
up.
recently broken up with somebody.
yeah, so Ray and I actually have dated two other couples. Um, the first couple didn't last very long. They were new in the lifestyle. I don't think they were very ready to date, which is fine. It kind of happened organically. It really did. But they weren't ready. They needed to experience more stuff too.
Hmm.
100% behind them that, they should experience more things because you should before you just jump into a poly relationship.
Yes.
You have to figure out yourself and your relationship first.
Right. No, there's just certain life experiences that you need to go through in the lifestyle to feel comfortable enough to be in an actual relationship with another couple. And I don't know if it was as much date they were as we were dating as much as it was kind of formatted that way,
Yeah.
but I don't think they were
We were the very
comfortable.
first couple they ever had a date with.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
don't think they were comfortable enough. It's like, oh, we found people we like them. We just want to stay with them.
Yeah. Although we are good starter couples.
We are good starter couples.
I
Um,
think we've popped a few cherries
we've Ray and I have popped a lot of
in the
cherries, and not in the
lifestyle.
uh poly relationship lifestyle, but definitely in swinger.
Yes.
Yeah, we're very laid back and nice, and yeah, so yeah, we popped a few cherries there. But okay, so after the first couple, um, we had a couple that was friends from almost get go that, from the time Ray and I started in the lifestyle. Um, we shared everything. We both both couples, we talked about our kids. We knew each other's kids. Um, they had some issues finding a relationship that they were, both comfortable with. And it kind of went from there.
Yeah, they ended up approaching us about it,
They did.
and yeah, and we were both worried about losing the
Losing the friendship.
friendship because yeah, we would go to the each other's kids' things at school functions and that kind of stuff as friends,
Yeah.
and was really worried about losing that if it turned bad.
Yep. So, nothing much happened from that one. Life got in the way a lot. Communication wasn't great. I feel like between the primary couples, and that didn't work out. Um, we didn't completely lose that friendship, but it's definitely changed a lot.
Dynamics of it's changed.
The dynamic of that friendship has
Yeah.
definitely changed, which saddens me. Um, but you live and you learn. They seem to be in a very happy relationship with another couple right now, and I'm happy for them. We're happy for them.
Hmm.
And we're in a great relationship.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this, but
I think the
Who,
name
us?
of the show gives
yes,
it away. The
yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
And then actually, so the way that we started dating, so Ray and I had a date with another couple. And actually, Charlie and Marie had a date with another couple,
Yes.
both on the same night. We had invited them out to a local bar that we go to, which we had taken our date. We were taking our date to. Um, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll see how this date goes, but we might end up there." And they wound up
Our date went
actually.
awful.
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
Yeah.
Um,
That was
it was bad.
It was bad.
it wasn't as bad as the date we've been on with another couple, but
We've had a few bad dates.
we've had a
here.
few bad
We've had a
dates.
few
But
bad dates.
there was no chemistry whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And
Yeah.
we're like, how soon can we get down to the local bar and see our
Yeah.
friends?
We didn't even make it to the bar yet.
We
You
didn't even make it
guys
to the
ended up.
bar.
I
Yeah.
think you guys beat our date to the restaurant.
No, we had done.
No, you guys
I
are
don't
sitting
think we had our
outside.
food yet.
No,
I don't
yeah.
know. I know I was texting Nicole in the bathroom at the restaurant while we were still on our date.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
this
we
is
were
not
at
going well. And
a restaurant right up from the bar with our date. Like I said, I don't even think we had our food yet, and
You guys
uh,
had just gotten your
we had
drinks
just gotten our
when we
drinks.
showed up and crashed
Yeah,
it.
but you know us, we're always late.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, you didn't crash it. It was you added to it. We
Yes.
actually had
We actually had a really
great
good time.
conversation that night and had
Yeah.
a really good time.
Yeah.
The date that we went on, we're still friends with them.
We'll talk to him every other day. It seems
Yeah,
like.
Ray does. So Marie and I, after we're done eating, we get up to go to the bathroom before we go down to the bar, and she starts hinting around that, like us possibly being in a relationship and always, wanting the poly stuff. And I kind of cued in, but I was like, oh, well, we just got out of that relationship. Maybe they're just, trying to get advice, whatever. We go to the bar and have a few drinks, and I have a margarita that's pretty strong. So don't
You
even
have
do that.
you
Don't.
have the ultimate strong strength margarita at that bar. The
But I
bartender
only have
the
one.
bartender makes it special for you. It's not
You,
even on the
The
menu.
bartender makes
they
it special
do.
for you, and the owner says you're the only person that his drink is allowed to be made for because they're
Well,
not allowed to put that much alcohol in a margarita.
whatever. Well, I can also handle it, and I don't get rowdy, and I mean, literally, I just get more social. I'm a very happy drunk. So, anyways, we're all sitting outside talking, and there's six of us there, so you can't just all have one big conversation when there's music in the background and all that. So, we all kind of started having separate conversations, and Charlie looks at me and he's like, "We want to date you guys." And I think I stuttered.
You
And I
did.
was like, and I think I teared up a little bit because I
Yeah.
was like, I don't want to lose this friendship.
Yeah.
If something goes wrong, I do not want to lose this friendship. And he just kept saying, "No, you won't. we're good, we're solid, you won't. And I was like, it's not that we didn't want to. I just didn't want to lose another friendship that we
Yeah,
had
because
that
you
was so
guys are coming out of
close.
the previous experience.
Yeah.
But Marie and we were different. We were on solid footing ground, and
Yeah.
we've gone through our trial and tribulations as a couple together, and like we just like honestly just clicked with you guys.
I feel like we clicked a long time ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't the right time or place to
Right.
start a poly relationship.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we met right before you found out that you had breast cancer, and then we didn't see you guys for like a good 6 months. I mean,
yeah,
whenever we went,
the
we did see you, it was
surgeries.
like,
Yeah,
we would wave, "Hey, how you doing?"
yeah,
We honestly didn't really know what was going on to begin with. Um,
I
and then,
kept it quiet from a lot of people.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
mean, I didn't know what was going on until another one of our friends was like, "Hey, did you hear?
yeah,
Marie had to be rehospitalized because of a complication after the one of her surgeries." And I'm like, "Oh my God, I had no idea."
yeah.
And from then, we got added to a Facebook group,
Hmm.
and like it was
Yeah,
just kind of flowed that way. But heading back to the bar, I was very hesitant.
yeah,
Um, but then they kind of wore us down,
yeah.
I think.
Wore us down. Oh my goodness.
So
Well,
Talked us
and
into
you
it.
made us more comfortable with the
Yeah.
well,
situation.
and part of the whole thing too, the part of the attractiveness of dating the two of you, there were a couple of things that went into that. Charlie and I started out in the lifestyle where, yes, we would play with other people, other couples, whatnot, at parties and clubs, but we dated
Separately.
separately. We dated singles, unfortunately. It did not go well.
Singles have never been a good thing for us.
It did not go well for either of us. It did not go well for either of them.
Yeah.
Um, and we had to make the decision that if we were staying in the lifestyle, that singles were off the table. This was difficult because we had really developed close relationships with both of these people. But both of those relationships were coming between
Yeah,
our
our relationship.
relationship.
And that's something we'll definitely talk about in other
Right.
episodes about boundaries
Right.
that we all have, and
Right.
expectations that
But
everyone needs to have in the lifestyle.
we had a hard time finding a couple that we were both attracted to, both emotionally, intellectually, and physically.
Hmm.
And you guys came along and
Checked all the boxes.
checked all
Ta-da!
the boxes,
Yeah.
and it was like, wow.
And that actually leads us into a next question. Do we all live together?
No, we've talked about it. Ray and I still have one child at home.
Mhm.
Um, they're high school age. We have two children that are out of the house already, but we still have one that's at home. Um, so of course we wouldn't want to upend,
Yeah,
what, their high school experience, and take them away from,
yeah,
what they already have known. Like literally, they have gone to school with the same people from the time they started school. But we've talked about, later in life once.
yeah. Down the road,
Yeah, down the
we've
road.
talked about it, and
Um,
I think like there's TV shows out there, and we all know what TV show we're talking about that paint a picture of poly in a completely different light that some people think it is.
yeah. I mean, what
Um,
they have going on is not your
yeah,
typical
not your
poly
typical poly
Right.
relationship.
relationship.
I mean, the pluses of us living together would be more regular support, division of responsibilities,
Yeah,
and things like that. So we do spend a fair amount of time um under the same roof, usually on weekends. Charlie and I are fortunate enough that we have enough space that we can have Ray and Nicole here,
We
and
have our own room.
they
Yeah.
have
We have
their
our own
own
bathroom.
Yeah.
their own room, they have their own bathroom. But it's nice that we take turns like doing things like cooking dinner
Mhm.
and making breakfast
Hold
and
on. Who else makes breakfast besides me normally?
I
Charlie
Charlie
made
made
it this
Charlie
morning.
I
does.
made it. I made it
He
this
made it this
morning,
morning.
but because the chef wasn't up yet,
The
I
chef
had
was not up.
Well, the
I had
fact
to
of the
make I
matter
had to make
is
it myself.
Nicole is the better cook. So that's just the bottom line. But we all have our
We
things.
do.
Like,
Yeah.
we
Ray
all
fixes things.
and Ray is our residential fixer.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Mr.
fairly
Fix
handy.
It, I need you to fix it.
Yes.
Mr. Fix It fixes things, and it helps that he's taller than the average bear and can,
Reach things.
Reach
reach
things.
things
You picking
without
on the
an
short guy,
extension
huh?
ladder.
Yeah.
Picking on the short guy.
So no, to answer your question, we do not live under the same roof.
No.
We
No.
spend a lot of time under the same roof.
Yes.
But most of the time during the week, we are at our separate homes.
Yes.
All right. Final question for this podcast. Favorite thing or activity the quad likes to do?
We love music.
We love music.
We love
We love
music.
music.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
the biggest thing. We always going out listening to bands. We're going to country concerts. We're going to shows. I mean,
Yeah.
that's our gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, everybody kind of follows along because country is my
Yeah.
go-to
Well-
music, and I'll
Yeah.
listen to other stuff, but
Yeah.
country is my
You
jam.
and Charlie are definitely more country. Ray and I have a little bit more, I don't know, I think eclectic tastes.
Yeah,
You should see
mine is
Ray's like
Yeah.
my
Stuff
playlist.
Yeah.
It looks more like it's bipolar.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mine is too. I mean,
He'll go from country to hardcore rock to bluegrass to the symphony. All within 5 different songs.
Yeah.
So you guys are pretty good at just following along to the country, and
yeah.
I love it. I'm very spoiled.
So we're going to end our podcast going forward with a little segment that we have phrased "shit swingers say."
Oh my god, we do that all the time.
We do this
too.
all the time. So I've written down a few things, and we're going to end each podcast with one of these things that we say. So this one on this episode of Shit Swingers Say, whose vibrator is this?
Yeah, that sounds kind of bad though, because it sounds like everybody just uses everybody's toys, and that's not the case.
That's
though.
not the case, but
not the case
not
at
the
all.
case. So,
No.
well, thank you for listening to our first podcast. On our next podcast of the Polyquad Life, we talk juicy details of a Halloween party we went to
Oh.
and the Quad's Cabin Retreat weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for listening. Check our website, thepolylifequad.com. And remember to email us your questions at info@thepollyquadlife.com. Have a good night, everyone.
Night.
Good night.
Adios.
Bye.